Last night there were 100 members here for a Meet Nigel Farage reception at £25 a head, but you didn't make it. I mean, does it show that the party still has some way to go?
Well, it took me 6 hours and 15 minutes in the car to get here. It should have taken 3.5 to 4. That has nothing to do with professionalism. What it does have to do with is a country in which the population is going through the roof, chiefly because of open-door immigration and the fact the M4 is not as navigable as it used to be. You know, in all these years in UKIP, that's probably about the third event out of 1,000 that I haven't made in time.
Nigel Farage, thank you very much.
Thank you.
UKIP's recent by-election successes are clearly part of the backdrop to that big speech on immigration David Cameron delivered last month. He's appealed for other EU leaders to back his plans to curb welfare for migrants. But will he succeed? Welsh Conservative MEP Kay Swinburne joins us. What David Cameron wants is going to require some treaty changes. How difficult is that?
Well, I think to start with, it was a 20-page speech, so it's a very long speech. It sets out...
Tell us they're not just ex-Tories. Nigel Farage says he's taking support from Labour too.
They came second to Labour in the European elections in Wales this year. MEP Nathan Gill, now UKIP's leader in Wales, says they want to build on that next year. Recently, he told this programme he'd be surprised if UKIP didn't win any seats in Wales at the general election. Our reporter James Williams asked Nigel Farage whether he agreed.
I'm making no silly predictions. I'm telling you...
So his prediction's silly, is it?
I'm making no silly predictions. I'm telling you, we're fighting all 40 seats and we're in with a very good sporting chance in a few of them.
You talked a lot about immigration during the European election campaign. Is it going to be a big issue for you here in Wales in the general election?
Well, it's not as big in Wales as it is in Norfolk or in Lincolnshire. That's certainly true. But it's still an issue. And people still understand that to be a nation, you need to be able to control your borders. And we can't do that.
Because the 2011 census showed that there was 96% of people domiciled in Wales are British born. It's clearly not the same issue here. Not an issue at all, some might say.
No, but people in Wales can see what's happened in other parts of the United Kingdom. And people in Wales know too that wages have been driven down. You know, the minimum wage, which was brought in by the Labour government to try and, in a sense, put a floor on wages, has in many cases become a ceiling on wages. And that is a reflection of a national trend with a massive supply of unskilled labour that's come into Britain.
Your focus seems to be more on the Assembly elections in 2016 than perhaps next year's general election here in Wales.
Well, we will be fighting all 40 seats next year, targeting a small number of them and hoping to get a couple across the line. But in the Assembly elections of 2016, we will be fighting for every vote we can right across Wales with the really realistic view that we can get into the Welsh Assembly as the official opposition.
You're known as a person who speaks his mind. Do you sometimes regret the things you say?
Well, I look at politics. I look at the incredibly bland people that are now in politics, who dare not give an opinion on any issue for fear of criticism. And is it any wonder the public don't know their names, don't know what they stand for? You know, we finished up with vanilla politics right across the United Kingdom. I'm going to go on saying it as I see it.
Is that a tactic?
No, it's just me. It's just me. But I'm not going to be browbeaten by you and everybody else into becoming like the rest of them.
When you were re-elected as UKIP leader, you talked about wanting to professionalise the party.